once again, I want to put a disclaimer out there. I think fighters deserve every cent they make, and a lot of them are underpaid. I will say that. But I always find it funny when you see the articles and they're like, and we'll pick up the UFC here because they're always the ones in the articles, and they're like, they took 18 million gate, they did this, they did that, and they only paid the fighters 12% of that gate, for instance. And I'm like, people need to realize that there's a lot of wheels in motion too. It's not just it's not just gate fighters. You got security, you got venue, as you say, there's so many wheels that people just don't even realize. Like running back.
Look, it's a gigantic machine that, and it's such a privilege to be involved in. It's I've looked at the flyout list sometimes, on some of the shows that I've been to. And it's like there's hundreds of names, and these people are flying all around the world, different airlines, and their shuttle times are down there and all this sort of thing. Like the amount of work that would go in behind the scenes to get everybody there, and the great part about being involved in the show is that you get together with people that are so passionate about the sport from all different parts of the world, and you get together with people that you really like for about 24 hours. And
John Sharp.
And everyone does their job. Everyone does their job professionally, and then we all go to different corners of the world again. So it's but the logistics of getting something like that organised would just be absolutely mind blowing. The things that need to be in motion, weeks and weeks and weeks in advance, and to be able to change tact at any moment. Look, there was a thing that happened the other year, and I did say this to. They brought out a series for the 25 years for the UFC of the highlights of 25 years. There was you ever seen all those? There's some great posts. I said to someone that's involved with them, they had to move a show from I think Vegas to California, and they did it in 6 days. The logistics of moving that. Apart from finding a venue, getting fights organised for fighters that were already in Vegas, and then getting accommodation and everybody to move just like that in under 6 days was just absolutely incredible. To be able to do that, to say this is what we're doing now, we can't have the show here, but the show's still going on the same date, but we're moving to a different state in a different city. To be able to do that. And everyone go, yes, we're going to do that, and they did, and it was a hell of a show. So to be able to,
but it also made you realize how much power one man has. Because let's not forget, they moved that show for one fighter, right? Like
you know that, don't you?
Yeah. So
incredible. But to be able to do that, they decided on a. If the show was on a Saturday, they decided like either on the Sunday night or the Monday, right, we're moving. And so they had to, to book a venue and just change flights and just exactly that. The boss goes, we're going to do this. And everyone goes, yes, we are.
I mean,
and to be able to pull it off, incredible.
Even what they're doing right now, and this is where you got to appreciate it now as well, where you kind of like, look, a lot of sporting leagues weren't getting back because they're like, well, without the gates, we're going to go bust, right? So the fact that, and it's not just the UFC, Bellator are getting back to it now as well, and obviously local shows and stuff, but the fact that you're able to now drive those machines in a time like this where a lot of, professional leagues, whether it was the NBA, like I'm talking about some major sports, you've got to sit back and appreciate that too and go, look, and the other thing, I guess, the other one, once again, I always rely to the UFC only because all the articles always point the finger at them. But the other one is always about, the UFC just got sold for $4 billion, right? And I always say, yes, that's great for the people that sold it. The people that have bought that, unless they were paying in cash, they've got some heavy loans with interest on that $4 billion. So you can't just say like, oh, it got sold for $4 billion, so therefore they've made mega money. Yeah, the people that have sold it maybe have made mega money, but the people that currently own it, they're now in debt. And I think people forget that they always, and I just always find it funny because you get people asking for free tickets and you get this
Look,
and that, and then at the end of the day, and people like let's not get it twisted. Illegal streams, right? People don't want to pay the pay-per-view.
Yep.
They'll stream it, but then they're the first people that get on their keyboards and start yelling like foul play that these promotions aren't paying high enough. And once again, I will say that I do feel that fighters should get paid more, but in order for that to happen, right? You have to buy tickets. You have to buy the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
You have to and that's.
Oh, look, I think one of the biggest things that's happened, Dennis, is that it's on ESPN. To put that with the big four, and then you've got MMA or you've got the UFC there, it's absolutely incredible. That's a hell of a coup. And how the sport would have taken off since there's no other live sport on, it would just be incredible. The amount of people that are watching and now appreciating the sport more because there's nothing else to watch. But, and saying that, like you say, as much as we enjoy the shows that are at the Apex Centre, and this is the second time they've gone back to Yaz Island, to Fight Island, there's been some amazing fights. Just absolutely incredible fights that you just, you think if they were in a stadium full of people, it would just be, it would be absolutely incredible. But the fact that they're going on, and it's the only real big thing on, and they're on every week, like nothing stopped them from doing what they're doing. The logistics to put everything involved is just unbelievable. It's mind-blowing.
And even
it's incredible.
And even when you think about it, like their PI institutes that they've got in Vegas and also in Shanghai now, like I remember like going into that place and, it's one of those things like once again, you see it in major leagues. And I think that this is the great thing too, is like, you see basketball teams, they have their rehab centers, they have all this. And I think for the first time, they were able to achieve that with the PI centers, and I mean that because you go in there upstairs, they've got the cage, they got the rolling mats, they got everything downstairs there, strength and conditioning. Then they've got the pool, the spas, the cryo.
Yep.
Like it's literally set up. They've got a cafeteria, and if you're a fighter, you eat for free. If you're part of the camp, obviously it's at a reduced. It's a ridiculous rate anyway. Like it practically is free. But I'm saying, they've got everything at their disposal. And at the end of the day, it just creates a better product because now these athletes are really peaking, right? Like they're really, as I said, they're in peak performance because they've got all the pros looking at them. If they're injured, they get them back on. I don't know. And once again, all of that, as I said, if you're a fighter, that facility is for free for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where's that money coming from? And that's what I'm saying. Like people just don't understand that there's a lot more than just gates and fighter pay.
Oh,
right.
Well, look, absolutely. So for them to be able to keep doing this, this is a huge amount of money invested. So, we're enjoying the spectacle that we of the sport that we love, but the things that are involved behind the scenes is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So it's been well thought out and well planned, and it's working. It's fantastic. Huge investment in the sport.